In 2025, it's really hard to get a job with a simple portfolio. In this video, I'm going to suggest some alternatives that actually very few people are using to get the first job. See, whatever was working before is not going to work. As I already explained in my previous videos, that tech job market is hard. So we need to change our strategy to get our first job. See, when I'm talking about portfolios, I'm talking about those traditional portfolio websites which new developers make, and they send those portfolios to potential employer, and the employer would see your portfolio, see whatever like you worked before, and on the basis of that they might call you for an interview. So usually what people make, like they have a website where they put all the work, mostly some previous projects, the website, the links, everything is there, so they can open it and see like whatever you build. But I don't think this will be enough to get a job in 2025. So building those portfolio websites are easy. That doesn't require that much effort. So say you can copy that from a video. Someone made a portfolio website, they put a tutorial link on YouTube and you can just copy paste that, or you can get a GitHub link and you can copy paste that. So that's why lots of employers, they don't want to see your portfolio. What they want to see is what you actually build. So this is the main theme of this video, that in order to get your first job, you need to build things. See, that's the essence of being a software developer. Before you send your portfolio, why don't you send whatever you build to a potential employer? So I'm going to suggest some strategies which you can use, and I think that will help you to get an edge, so that when everyone is building those portfolio websites, you'll be building some solid things which can help you to get your first job. So strategy number one is to build real things. Okay, so you'll be like, okay, I think I can build few things. I know HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Maybe I'll use Vercel, or I'll use Render. I'll use something to publish my website. I'll use GitHub. I know basics of GitHub. So you have your basics clear, right? You know that you can build a website. For backend, you maybe know like Monstack, so that you can build something. You can build a backend. So you have all this knowledge, and you'll be thinking, what can I build? See, there are people on the internet who has shitty sites. Like they don't update those sites, or they don't care about those sites. And what you can do, you can find those people. You can find those businesses who has like those broken websites. And what you can do, you can create a demo or something like that and send it to them. Like say, see, I saw your website is not as good as it could be. So I made this, or I made a demo that what it could potentially look like. No one is doing that. You can do it. So I made a Twitter post a few weeks ago, and I think that was my most controversial take, that there are real things that either people don't have time to build or they have no interest, but you can take those opportunities. You can make a basic skeleton or Figma, whatever, and you can send it to them, and maybe they'll pay you. I mean, that's the essence of my tweet, that there are things to be built. You could be a person who can build those things, and say you can find 5 or 10 of those websites or those people or those businesses or those non-profit organization, and you can fix their sites and put that in your resume. And maybe they'll pay you, maybe not, but who cares? You have the experience, you have the real world experience now. See, making a Twitter clone will not get you a job. Making a Netflix clone will not get you a job. You saw a problem, you fixed it, and you're showing, or you're writing that down in your resume. If I'm reading your resume, I'll be super impressed that this person fixed those websites, fixed those platforms. Maybe you added some database. I don't know, like you have to be creative. And I'll be like, okay, I need to see that person. And then when you go to an interview, you have a lot of story. You have a lot of things to talk about. What kind of challenges you faced? What kind of front end you used? What kind of back end you used? How did you deploy? How did you contact them? Okay, how you convince them that you can do that? So all those things matter. Simply making a simple HTML, CSS, JavaScript website will not get you a job. You have to, maybe you're using the same tech stack, but you're solving real world problems. That's the thing. No one is doing that, or very few people are doing that. So that was the strategy number one. So strategy number two is to build SaaS products. It is a piece of software which you build and someone else is using it. It has users, just like Facebook. It's a SaaS, kind of SaaS, like it is a software where you can put photos, your friends can see it, like it. I'm just explaining in simple terms, right? Instagram's the same thing. You have Spotify, you can listen to music. So it's a SaaS product. Everything is kind of SaaS, and you can give it like different description or whatever you can give it. I'm not going into terminology too much, but I think you get the essence. So you can build those things. And now you'll be thinking, why would anyone use my things? I mean, the chances that maybe 5 or 10 people will use it. And that's all you need. You need those 5 or 10 people who will be like, oh man, I need your product. Whatever you build, I need it. I can suggest you some ideas. So there is a person I found on Twitter. His name is Raxin Wong. I think he's from Hong Kong. He's just 17 years old, and he built this website, text behind the image. So this SaaS product has 300,000 users. He's 17 years old. What he did, he take your photo and put a text behind it. That's it. That's all this application does. And think and imagine how many possible ways you can take a product and divide it into section, and you can take that section and build a product in itself. That's called SaaS. I mean, and if people are using it, if people need quick solution, they don't want to go to Canva, or Canva is like $25, right? And you're giving it for $2, $3, $5 or free, or you're running ads on your platform, right? So you can make money that way as well. Plus, you can show it to a potential employer that I built this, I have 100 users. See, if your competition has just done a portfolio and you have a website, you have an app, you have a SaaS, 100 people are using your product, you're running maybe a small team, maybe you and your friend is working together, right? So you're working in a team, it means you have to use GitHub. You have to deploy your product. So you have to use maybe AWS you're using to save your cost. Maybe you're using Vercel, like who cares? You're doing some SSL, you're using GitHub Actions. I mean, there are endless technologies you can use, and you can use those technologies because, see, now you have to make something. So you'll be like, why don't I use Azure, right? First of all, I'll learn how to use it. I can write down in my resume, and I can prove that I made this. People are using it. What else you need? See, when someone is looking to fill a position as a software developer, they're not looking for some unicorn developer, like someone of an IQ of like 150. They need a decent person who know how to build things, who are curious to build things, and who is in trenches building things. That's all. You have to build things, make things. You are a developer. If you start building things, you will get exposure to all those technologies. So you don't just have that theoretical experience, you'll have practical experience. How are you doing CI/CD? How are you deploying your code? What kind of tools you're using for testing? See, everything, whole mythology of software, you have to go through to make a simple product. Don't just think about the one step. Think about 10 or 15 steps ahead. It's like a chess move, right? So you're learning technologies. You might make some money, you might make some connection, and there's a high chance that you will get hired. So strategy number 3 is doing open source. But the thing is, with open source, people think if they make 20 contribution to just changing some headings, an employer will see, oh, this person is making some contribution to this repo, we should hire him or her. That's how it works. Open source is a way to, first of all, contribute. Second, to learn, because you have to be good so that you can contribute. You can't just, you can fix tiny things, but no one will care. And you shouldn't be care about solving few things. So you shouldn't be care about solving simple things. Let other person care about those simple things. You're the one who will solve the complex problems. You're the one who will come up with a great solution. You'll come up with different solutions. And you're going to discuss with your team members, or whoever is contributing to the project. So you can become a voice of that project. You can talk about that on your Twitter account, your Instagram, your Facebook, I don't know. Like you can just leverage that open source. And then an employer would see, okay, so this person is so much into this product. Let me ask him or her, why you're so curious about this product. And then you can talk about, see, I really care about making this software so that they have thousands or hundreds of thousands of users. If I contribute, that will affect all of them. This is what a potential employer wants to see in you, that you want to make things that affects too many people, because the employer might have a product that is used by like hundreds of thousands of people. Like they don't want someone who just don't care about things. So by contributing to open source, you can show that you care about things, but don't spam, don't spam those sites, because see, if you push something, a real person has to review your code, and they might not get paid. As you're not getting paid, they might not get paid to read your code, give you suggestions, so they're spending so much time. So if you want to do open source, please do it with good intent, that you want to learn something, and maybe after like pushing your code, maybe they will not accept it. So rather than just thinking that I want to show that, oh, I did this, you'll learn a lot of things. So this is what I'm saying, that you need to build things. Rather than making simple HTML, CSS, portfolio, calculator, those websites, they're gone, they're long gone. There are no HTML, CSS jobs. The market is brutal, but there are still high demand of software developers who can solve things. And you could be that. If you can do all those things which I told you, you can either take strategy number 1, 2, 3, or all of them together. It's totally up to you. you will get a job. I mean, this is not a rocket science. And I think that's it from today's video. So yeah, if you have any other points, any other strategy, please put that in comments so other people can use that as well. So that's it from today's video. I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching.